Hi everyone, welcome to Centrick's first ever podcast, Centrick Talks Property. We're joined today with Jack Soers, who's our group marketing manager.
Hello.
Welcome Jack, thank you for giving up some time out of your very busy day.
Not a problem.
So first episode, so don't critique us too much if things go slightly
Yeah, we'll give it a go, see how it goes.
Absolutely. So yeah, today we want to talk about marketing within the property industry.
Yeah, huge.
What's changed over the last 12 months? 2020 was a massive year.
Yeah, a fair old bit's changed, I think, across the industry, and certainly in marketing, in my aspect of the whole business and industry, absolutely. And, you know, we work closer together, so it's just, it's been a mad year, but there's positives, I think, we take away from it in a certain aspect. You know, how innovative we've had to be, not just Centrick, as an industry. I think there's been huge turmoil and change.
Before you go too far, then, quick fire question.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest change in 2020 to the property industry, particularly in your world, in marketing?
Video, 1,000%. We were utilising video slightly for a few months before. Yeah. Other agencies were using it before, and it was becoming large in social media, of course, and so many different types of media. But it just exploded this year for us. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, what we've achieved with it, I'm very proud of, and I think we've trailblazed a bit, and there's some other agents out there doing some brilliant things. Yeah. And it's a learning curve, you know. When we started, it was, you know, you and I going out with iPhones and doing, you know, video walkthroughs and talking over it, and then, you know, we've just expanded that into huge things. So much that
I think agents have had to evolve quicker than they've ever done before.
Absolutely. I mean, the old phrase "evolve or die" has never been more important this year, and it is a shame that I think some agents out there that maybe haven't embraced it, thinking, oh, this is just a fleeting change and it'll go back to normal. They're going to get left behind. And I think I think we would have been in this situation with video possibly in 5 years. Yeah. We've done it in 12 months. Yeah. It's
absolutely made it a priority now, isn't it? And like you say, brought it forward and made everybody sit up and think and take note of it and adapt and overcome, like you say, as quickly as possible. And we've had conversations where before we were trying to be, you know, over perfect, almost perfection. The videos had to be perfection, and actually, I think we have to know what the consumer wants, and the consumer wants ultimately a quick overview of the property from their armchair, where they don't need to take time out of the day, and particularly in current circumstances where that's a bit of a constraint.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's how consumer uptake and trends towards property is just, it's a different world these days. Yeah. I mean, certain online agents, I won't use their name for case of anything legal, but what I think was more, the cleverest thing about that model was not just the do-it-yourself and the cheapness. It was the whole online aspect of it, being able to do everything on your phone, as you say, from your armchair, 24 hours a day. Yeah. That's where I think certain agents like that's where they set themselves apart. It wasn't, a lot of agents focus on, they're just undercutting price. I won't go into that now, but I think actually what a lot of consumers really liked about that model was the 24/7 online access. Yeah. And that's just expanded hugely in the last 12 months, you know, not just video, but everyone's now using these. Yeah. For everything.
Phones, that is.
For everything, for absolutely everything. When it comes to searching properties, YouTube channels talking about property have expanded. It's where people will now go. Yeah. And if you can offer, as you say, someone who's looking for their new home, yes, in days gone by, they'd happily take a weekend out of the day and go and look at a bunch of show homes or new homes and get all their viewings booked in. The stress associated with that, if certain agents aren't quick enough or they get too many bookings, is, I can't go and view it, and hang on, I've got to sort childcare, and actually I need to go and visit my nan that day, and that's all gone. What you can now do is go, okay, so we're on Rightmove, which is where most people go, or Zoopla. You've got the links in there, and rather than what you used to do, and I've certainly done this with my wife when we're looking for a new home, is, what do you think of that? And you just scroll through the properties, the photos, you'd have a look at the floor planning, and you'd think, that's quite nice, okay. Book viewing, you know, through Rightmove, that sends an email, you've got to wait for it to come back. You know, another little cool thing we've built on our website is you can book it online 24/7. So that's again what we sort of imitated from those online agents, thinking that's a really good idea. You can just book the viewing. But more than that now, you can have a tour, you can have a viewing of the whole property whilst you're sat there with a cup of tea. Yeah.
absolutely.
It's never, I think, going to change.
I think these changes are permanent, aren't they? I think one, the consumers have enjoyed the process. I think seeing videos up front, getting a really great feel for the property before they, like you say, have to leave their lounge or house. And you'll be able to give the stats better than me, but the amount of interaction we've had with those videos has been incredible.
Oh, huge! Obviously, I was checking up on the stats before coming here to film this, and from March 2020, we have uploaded 847 videos to our YouTube channel. 800 of those being property tours.
Yeah.
We obviously are doing other kinds of videos, again, because video is important. So Stuart McDermott, who's our Associate Director for Sales in Birmingham City Centre, he does really good market updates. So once a month, he'll just do a nice little video talking about what's been going on, some stats, some key things.
Yeah.
Yourself, you've done an area guide, and we're doing more and more of those. Because again, that's what I think consumers want: information, they want content, but good content.
Yeah.
So, having a video like that talking about the Solihull area where we've got a branch, you can tag that onto every property listing rather than just the property tour, which is great. You can have a look around it. If they're from London, we've seen a lot of people moving up from London to Solihull, huge amounts with HS2. They won't know Solihull. We know Solihull because we've got an office there and we go there, but to someone, they might not have a clue. And if you've got someone in a quick 5-minute video showing you all the different bits and bobs and the aspects, the transport, what's coming there, all the retail, things that you use day to day.
So much more engaging, isn't it? I think is what the message is massively. Yeah.
And so as I say, 847 videos, and that's over 71,000 views.
Wow.
And that's in nearly, in what, 10 months?
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. From a branding point of view, which I also worry about in marketing, that's put our brand in front of another 71,000 people.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. And anyone who says that it's not going to change is I think, somewhat not missing the
point.
And
what about the use of social media? Because again, the pandemic, I think, has escalated that. Agents have started to use it so much more. I think, again, purchasers, sellers are using social media almost as an alternative to the usual portals as Rightmove and Zoopla. So
absolutely they are.
What are the trends you've seen there and almost predict the future for us?
Well, the future will be more and more agents should, and it's certainly what we're doing, in embracing social media in every aspect.
Yeah.
I think that it used to be seen by agents as a way of just, let's put another property on our Facebook page and you see what comments we get. I think that's kind of gone.
Yeah.
What it needs to be is another way of talking to your customers, clients, potential vendors, potential buyers. It's another way to interact with them. Video obviously is a huge part of that, but it's not just the video. So depending on what kind of the platform you're using, obviously Instagram and Instagram stories, Instagram TV, we're embracing that and we're pushing our video because video is a more engaging kind of content.
Yeah.
But the interaction's important on Instagram for me. So with stories, doing polls. So what we like to do obviously is we'll put a few different properties on and we'll ask which one's your favourite and we'll gauge that. We give the results.
Yeah.
We're asking consumers and people what do they think, because we can all read Miles Shipside's Rightmove trends and it's a bloody good read, but there's nothing better than getting real information from real people,
organic
out there
almost.
What's more important to you, a garden or a home office? Is broadband speed important to you? I would presume these days actually broadband speed is of course quite important, but it's questions like that and the ability to interact. It's just, that's where it's going to keep going. I think people don't want just shouty success stories. Look how good we are. I was going to say
social. I think people have always used it as that to promote their business, whereas I think where we see the best engagement is when we're putting open questions out there, which are, and you're getting organic input from the general public, whether they be purchasers, sellers, first-time buyers, even not considering moving home, but you're getting, and they can interact as and when they feel. It's not like in the old school industry where you would ring an agent if you wanted to move home. Now at least you can keep updated and see what's happening and get useful content and insights from Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc.
A key part of that as well is you said the interaction in that. It's not just the people on the other end, it's the people here at Centrick. One of our little things we do is meet the team Tuesday, and it's one of the driving factors as well behind this whole podcast, really. we've always believed at Centrick that you buy into the person.
Yeah.
You know, funny thing for me, everyone's always moaned about, we always put our headshots on the bottom of our emails. People are like, oh God, I don't like it. But for me, it's great that you see that person. There's almost a connection. So when you do meet, it's not like it's, oh, so you're Andy from Centrick. You've already seen your face.
Yeah.
Those meet the teams, it humanises the whole experience. Too many times, you know, I think, what are estate agents these days? Like the third most despised profession.
We're working on that, Jack.
Behind lawyers and I don't know what's number one, but I think, yeah, it humanises it, and, you know, you get to see that, you know, you almost psychologically start to build a slight bond with that person. So that when you know, if you're following that account on Instagram, you see Stuart constantly talking about new instructions and the property market updates and talking around Central Birmingham.
Yeah.
When he comes to your house, possibly to do evaluation, you almost feel like you know them a little bit.
Yes.
And it's not just some person
barriers.
in a suit turning up with a clipboard going, oh, I'll have a look around. You know, you've got a feel for their character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's a hugely important aspect of the social media usage that I know we're certainly grasping for the next 12 months. Is adding that on.
Cool. So if you were in the market to sell your property now, from a marketing perspective, which is you major on massively, what would you be looking for your agent to be offering? You know, how they promote your property. If you were going to, you know, have 3 agents round, as most people do, what would be the key things you'd be looking out for from the agent that you're going to choose to represent your property?
Well, yeah, okay. In order, I suppose they've got to be offering, as we've already said, a video tour. And I mean a proper video tour. I don't want... what a slight annoyance to me is I am actually somewhat in the market at the moment. I hate going on to a Rightmove listing and I look through the photos. Really nice. Lovely. Yeah, all like that. Okay. All virtual tour. Click. It's just a slideshow of the photos.
The photos you've already seen.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
If I've got... It doesn't have to be this slick Hollywood production of someone to go, hi, and show me. If it's just someone walking around going, right, so actually, because, I mean, we know floor plans are hugely important on any listing.
Yes.
Because it gives you the feel for the layout. Having that walk round, if I look at that then, I'm then booking a viewing. Yeah.
I mean, some people, when they see a carousel of 6, 8, 10 images and then come to the property, they're like, oh, it's not as I imagined, or I didn't realise that room led onto that room or the garden. So, like you said, the video tour absolutely answers all of those questions.
And it gives you the feel. And that's good for me as a vendor because, and it's obviously good for you as an agent, because someone who's seen it and is then still keen to go and view it, they're not a tire kicker. They're not just, wander around and dump
it's a great way to filter, isn't it?
Hugely.
You know, both from a purchaser's point of view. So you don't want to view 10 properties, let's be honest. You know, it's 10 hours of a weekend or whatever. If you can shortlist that to 3, then absolutely happy days. Absolutely. So that's number 1. They've got to be offering video. Number 2, I would say how they market it.
Yeah. And what channels do they use? So, you know, obviously it's going on Rightmove and Zoopla, but are they offering the premium listings? Now, we always know premium listings are important because you get more photos on that listing. Yeah. I think, 82% of people use Rightmove mobile. So, normal listing, 1 photo, 1 chance to get that person going.
Golden window. Yeah.
Absolutely. If you've got 4 photos there, oh, hang on, actually, I like that.
It's almost 4 opportunities, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not just... I don't want them just using... Of course, it's got to look good on Rightmove because that's where the majority go. But I go back to my point about social media. Yeah. What they should be doing is posting maybe a coming soon or a teaser of that property on their channels. Yeah. And I want them to be interacting with people on that way. Yeah. So it's how they use different channels to market my property is what I would ask.
And almost a launch process you discussed there.
What's the timeline? How exactly are you going to sell this property? Because, you know, it's slightly awkward. I'm in the industry, so I'm their worst nightmare. And I'm going, right, what are you doing for me? But we know that, as you said, you've mentioned the golden window. You've got a few weeks. That's it. So I want to see that they've got a good planned timeline, how they're going to disseminate that out, and how they're going to target the right people. Yeah. And I definitely think that using social media can target it. We've done targeted social media, which is a whole huge different aspect that I can talk about in a bit. But targeting the right people using social media is a huge aspect, I think, and something I'd look for.
Yeah, cool. So how can they get you out to the biggest audience possible through different platforms and channels?
I think it's a mix, not just the biggest audience, but as we say, the right
audience. Yeah.
You know, we can ping it out to all and sundry, but I think in a modern age, people know what they want. They know specifically what they're looking for, and if you can target that, then you're in, then you're sorted.
Okay, brilliant. And what do you think then? I suppose another quick-fire question. What do you think is the long-term impact of COVID on the property industry?
Wow. All right. I'll stick to my view on how marketing and the industry as a whole.
I think to you and your,
because there's a whole other kettle of fish to go on about that. But as I said, I think marketing it is fundamentally changed. We've evolved and adapted more than we ever could have imagined. And I don't think, and it's a slight annoyance because you can never rest on your laurels. I think it's going to continue to change.
Yeah.
I think augmented reality might come into it a little bit. So using your phone to do a virtual tour and virtual reality.
So you've moved on to predicting the future here.
Yeah. No, I think that's how it's going to affect it. Definitely. I think it's going to affect the industry and COVID is the next video tours are here and they're going to be here to stay. The next logical step for me from a video tour is into virtual reality tours. We've got the headset. We utilise them. It's brilliant as it is now. In 2019 and 18 when we started using it for overseas buyers.
Yes.
If someone's buying from Hong Kong, Singapore, New York, they don't have to come and view it. You can view it from home. You can you can use your cardboard box with a phone and slot it in if you need to. And I think that's going to be the next huge wave in the industry. And Matterport do very well with their walkthrough tours and how you can do it yourself. There's a virtuality option. I think that's the next logical step. I think we're going to see more and more video. As I say, it's here to stay. We're using it. That's going to expand and is now. I think in 12 months' time, vendors will be saying a video is as ordinary to a property listing as a floor plan should be. It's just a given. I think in 12 months.
Absolutely.
So what's the next step for me? Probably introduction of virtuality and augmented reality. That's the next horizon.
Okay. And lastly, then.
Yeah.
Describe your ideal home.
My dream home. Ideal home. Oh, easy.
Is it in the UK?
No. It's a place I know you're also very fond of. It is a Tuscan villa on the top of a hill.
Nice.
The full gladiator style. I want that sweeping gravel road up the hill, covered in cypress trees lining it. I've got my classic Porsche on the side there in the garage. A nice little 3 or 4 bed, beautiful old Tuscan villa with a nice patio, looking out over the hills and pool.
Snows in the winter,
I like snow. I still think it's. I mean, I'm lucky.
Porsche's no good in the snow.
You'd be surprised, actually. Mine's all right. It's that. That's it for me, and it's. And I think that's what people. We always talk about how to sell a property, and I think it's selling that dream, selling that lifestyle. We all can look at something analytically and work out, right, well, if I had a 3rd bedroom and an extension, that's all an incredibly huge thing. But whenever I've bought a house before, and I know you'll walk in, there's a gut. There's one little thing, like my previous home, it was a beautiful stone fireplace with a wood burner in it and a stained glass window. That was it. The kitchen was knackered.
Well, it might not be a dream, Jack, because this year's taught us that we can actually work from anywhere in the world and still do our job.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'd have to do this
not that far away when we're using Teams and Zoom.
I'd have to start doing this via Zoom if you have me on again. But
absolutely.
The Tuscan villa with a bottle of Brunello, that's
brilliant,
the one.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time and insight into the marketing world of the property industry, Jack. I hope you've all enjoyed today's episode. What we'd really like if you could like and share it, and also we'd really like to hear any comments you've got or any future content that you'd like to hear. But thank you very much and all the best.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.